So last week, one of the best investments was the re-release promo cards, and as a result, we're going to go through this week's investment. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So last week some of the best performing players out of packs weren't actually the FUT birthday cards, and instead they were these re-release promo cards. And as a result, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be showing you who did really well last week, what sort of cards you want to avoid, and more importantly, what sort of cards we're going to look to invest in. So here are just a few examples of the players that did pretty well. We started off with something like a Musiala. Went down to 46k, which would have been SBC fodder, and he's risen all the way up here to 71k. Since he's back down to 65, but I mean that is like a 26k rise in about 72 hours, which is really nice. This is the data from 2 weeks. We can see in Cuckoo again, sadly it doesn't really illustrate very well on this. We can see in Cuckoo was down at 88 and he's already rebounded to 130. We can even see like discard cards like Rafinha were down at 14k. And so far that he's peaking up at 18k in just a few days. So we can see right here that there were really nice rises, and if we compare this to the FUT birthday cards, they're way outperforming the FUT birthday cards. But this wasn't the case for every promo card they re-released last week. For example, we look at Mbappe, and Mbappe went from 4.1, did go up to 4.5, but is back down below, well, back down now. We look at Vinicius Jr., who got down to 1.7, this is probably a better example. Got down to 1.7, rebounded to 176, but since is down 200k. And finally get to Garnacho, who again got down there to 861, had no rebound, and is already down 60k. So what we can see right here is it worked very well with the cheaper cards, but the more expensive cards were getting replaced by the FUT Birthday Team 2, whereas the cheap cards weren't really getting replaced by FUT Birthday Team 2 because, again, they're not really the range which are getting replaced by the top end players. Because they're not getting replaced by the top end players, the mid-tier are a bit rubbish, which means they hold their value. More players kind of demonstrating where the line between players who do well and players who didn't do well. So for example, we've got Butella again, 500k, went down there to 500, rebounded about 40, which again isn't really any profit, and since is down 50k lower than she was last week. Whereas Lauren James, again a card a lot cheaper, was down at 92k, and she's already rebounded to 130. And obviously, yes, that is partially because of the Reece James SBC we've had recently, but you kind of get the gist that stuff that was 400k plus didn't do very well. Stuff around about the 1 to 200k mark did really well. And then stuff below that, I mean, it still did well. But I'd say, yeah, your peak was kind of about 50k to 200k. So that was last week's team. Here is this week's team. So let's go through the investments. Now, sadly, a lot of these players won't work because EA did some unspeakably stupid things. Right? So they got Dabina, for example. Now, Dabina's been re-released. There you go. You can see right there, middle of the screen. Now, Dabina, before this promo came out, was 36k. They then, before the promo came out, gave her a 175k minimum buy now, meaning she's literally been not even selling at min price. And it's because EA, when re-releasing these cards, re-released them with the exact same price ranges they had 3 months ago, or 4 months ago even. So we can see Dabina right there had 176k price range, and now again she's also got 176k price range. So sadly, a fair few cards are out of the picture. And another problem with this is last week we did have a few cards who have bad price ranges, and they still haven't corrected their price range. Tevez was released in week 1. We can see he was flooded at 351k. But again, they just didn't change his price range. So there will be an investing opportunity in these cards down the line. But yeah, right now, sadly, a fair few of the players in that team aren't going to be buys because, again, they're not even selling at their min price. Therefore, they need a price range update before they hit their true market value. Which sadly actually does not leave us with many investments because I've gone through the whole of the top line, but the whole of the top line are too expensive. Gone through everyone up until Felix, and so far Felix is our only investment. Now even Felix is flirting with being min price. His min price at the moment is 80k. Yeah, the reason I like João Felix is, again, even though his max price is 80, he barely sits at 80. I mean, we can look from Friday. Obviously there's with the initial release. Then we look on Saturday, and we've got a few hours there where he's sat at 80, but then he can rebound to 93. So see, there isn't that much of a supply in comparison to demand, because he sat, he rebounded from discard to 93. Then sits at discard, but again rebounds there to 85, sat there at discard. We look at yesterday, discard, but then in the evening goes up there to 85, and then we can see discard. So we can see he just fluctuates between a discard and rising, and this shows us again that it's not like there's 20, 30, 40, 50 pages of him flooded at discard. It shows that, these cards at discard get bought up through the day and he rises, which is a very promising sort of trend going into him going out of packs. Now, because they're unlikely to increase his or decrease his price range before he goes out of packs, I would just look at buying him at 81k. In regards to selling these cards, the other cards, they are actually rising every day, but because we're going into a new promo, I wouldn't be so sure that they'll be rising every single day, of the promo. So what I'd look to do is I'd look to go and sell them anywhere from Saturday afternoon to Saturday evening. This is the peak of people buying their weekly teams and not selling anything for the content, because the content we get on the Saturday is normally only an upgrade pack. People aren't really going to be going and selling João Felix to complete an upgrade pack. So more on the Sunday with the icon or the hero SBC, you've got a higher chance of someone selling João Felix for the upgrade pack. So buy him right now at discard, and then we're going to go and sell him on the Sunday. Going to go and sell him the Saturday afternoon to Saturday evening, in which we'll sell him and make some other investments. That's going to be that. Kind of a bit disappointing now. It's only one player to go and pick up, but hey ho, they had really, really positive trends last week, so I don't really, I'd put a portion of your coins into it. I wouldn't really want to miss out on this trend, because it shouldn't work nicely going into next week's Golozos, whatever it is called, promo. But that's going to be that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.